Masteel is one of the UK's largest independent steel suppliers to industries throughout the UK and the rest of the world. Founded in 2004, it started life as a small steel sales agency, but it soon grew to a business with an annual turnover of 24 million. It not only supplies standard size steel from its stock, but also specific high-grade steel to major industrial sectors.
Masteel are supplying high-grade pressure vessel steels, chrome moly steels, and our own designation of HIC resistant materials, which we call Master HIC 5, mainly servicing the oil and gas petrochemical industries, but with the addition of Core 10 steel, we're now having an added focus into the construction industries as well.
Masteel understood from the beginning that to effectively supply the high-grade market, it was essential that it established close working relationships with the right steel mills. This has enabled it to penetrate this market and provide steel components to customers that demand a high degree of customer service. It calls this its bespoke business.
We specifically designed our stock range to cover a broad range of specifications, and we've also allied ourselves in integrated supply partnerships with some of the most technically able steel mills in Europe. This has allowed us to cover practically any quantity of steel required by our customers.
Bespoke business accounts for over half of what we do at Masteel. It's important to understand that customers don't build a standard unit day in, day out. So they will come to us for a project purchase because of our relationship with the steel mill, and because of us having dedicated tonnages in place, we will be able to offer preferential deliveries, preferential prices to the customer.
Masteel is careful about which mills it chooses to form close alliances with, selecting not just the larger well-known mills, but also smaller mills that have specific skills and expertise in certain product areas. It's the closeness of these integrated supply partnerships that gives Masteel a greater level of flexibility in meeting customer requirements, which is a huge benefit to any business undertaking a complicated construction.
We know what each mill's strengths and weaknesses are, and because we are totally independent, it will enable us to piece together the best option for the customer.
To our customers, flexibility allows them to, in these very difficult economic times, control costs, control quality assured product, control delivery time, control the total contract.
Another benefit to these integrated supply partnerships is that it enables Masteel to control its level of steel stocks. As with oil, the price of steel is subject to fluctuation, and during the economic downturn of 2008, carrying large quantities of steel could have had serious financial consequences.
During the economic downturn, the price of steel dropped by roughly 20%. This had an inevitable impact on Masteel's turnover. Our turnover dropped by roughly 30% during that period. However, as people can see, we still actually made a profit in what was a very, very tough marketplace.
We're constantly reviewing our stock portfolio because we have the ability to chop and change very quickly and replace our stock. We're never really having to hold significant quantities that will leave us exposed to any market area that we see a decline in.
Masteel is a global operation and has offices in Dubai and Singapore, as well as using agents in other key territories to represent its interests. As with its UK operation, it looks for staff with experience and expertise in these markets. Its office in Dubai supplies customers throughout the Middle East and India. Singapore supplies Southeast Asia and Australia, and its agent in Brazil deals with the South American market. It also uses its stock centre in Belgium as a convenient hub to supply the European market in conjunction with its UK office.
We have general managers in overseas in Dubai and in Singapore. Around 40% of the business is managed by them in their own territories, and about 60% of overseas business is managed here in UK.
Masteel's strategy for international business is to employ people who have a local knowledge and also speak the local languages. It's very, very important that people over in these different countries are actually speaking to people who know the actual business over there, and they also know the culture.
We're currently in the process of establishing a stock in Belgium. With Antwerp as an exit port, it's a major distribution point for all over the world. But ideally, the stock in Antwerp will enable us to penetrate the European market, which is relatively untapped for Masteel.
Masteel has proved itself to be an ambitious, well-run company that has grown as a result of solid management techniques and good business acumen. It is always looking for new opportunities to grow its business, and in the next 5 years it plans to expand operations in Europe, Africa and South America. Given the success of its other overseas offices, the future looks assured for Masteel.